Greetings. Everyone wanted to be a student of Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, Neville gathered mentor. Now Abdullah means servant of God. And when there's a true melanated servant of God, everyone would want to be a student of this melanated one. Now, as I've stated before in many other videos, and I will continue to say these things, we grew up and never knew that the oldest Bible is basically the Ethiopian Bible. And for example, when I went to Bible school, I was told that the Bible was not 66 books. It was more than that. As a matter of fact, what they tell me in Bible school is that it was 80 books. They didn't say it was 88. They didn't say it was 150. But you can get, even now you can get Bible with all up to 150 books. You can get Ethiopian Bible with 88 books and so on. Right? And they tell you that those that they remove were 14 and it was called the Apocrypha. And the reason, the justification they give, it has always lingered in my mind, but I was a very, very young man at the time, still even going to secondary school at the time. Okay, and so I was going to Bible school to learn more. That at the time I thought I would learn more about God, okay? But that really shocked me. Well, and so I keep asking myself, who man on this earth have this kind of authority, to take out books of the Bible to say what was inspired and what wasn't inspired. And so they talk about there's a holy canon. And just the way I was saying it, I could have tell it came from the Roman Catholic. Okay, they're the holy canon and it must be measured up to the canonity and all of that. Okay, so it wasn't until I would have had the experience of meeting the man that lives in the fire that doesn't consume. That fire that you read about in the story of Moses. And when that one appeared to me, he was a melanated man just like me with African origin. And I can definitely trace all the way back to Ethiopia. So there have always been an Ethiopian heritage where the true Messiah is concerned. And that is why those who take that path, they will find enlightenment. They come to self-realization and they would know that true salvation is self-realization. So it is quite possible that Neville could have known about this Bible, could have known the truth about the people of the Nile Valley, and so on, because if you trace Neville Goddard's family, they would have owned slaves in the Caribbean islands. And most of these people who had owned slaves and so on, they had a very thorough understanding of the Bible. And that's why they use the Bible in a way to subjugate the people to think and act a certain way. And when I dig more deeper, I realize that those who came from Africa came with a spiritual system. That's why in my country up to this day, you have the spiritual Baptists, and they will tell you that they are the only true religion. They came out of Africa and they were persecuted, okay, by their slave masters. And so even just recently, the Prime Minister of this country was giving a holiday, a special holiday to the spiritual Baptists, okay? But because I'm in touch with my ancestors, they show me a lot of stuff, okay? And I know that our people been lied to and that what they're practicing was polluted by the slave master. But our ancestors was hiding something in symbology, okay, which I would never go into. Okay, so I know all the hidden symbology of what they practice, and I've been, going around and I've been asking a lot of these Baptist people, what is the meaning of this, what is the meaning of that, and they do not know. Okay, so I'm saying all of this to show you why interview, encounter with an enlightened melanated one is something that is high, is something that is great. Because you see, when you're raised to think and to believe that you come from a heritage of slavery, and you believe that your people were uncivilized and all of these kind of things, and you come to know that you can rise to the highest level, you can come to the ninth level, you could become enlightened, you can become you could become aware. Then you will understand why there was a book that was written in 1933 called the Miseducation of the Negro. Okay, and so my brother, my sisters, whatever I'm saying here is to basically help you to really think and to do some research for yourself, and you will see why many wanted to be a student of Abdullah. Therefore, when you have a black brother who's aware, who's enlightened, and who have awakened from the dream of life, you have to give heed to what he's saying. He might not be the most intellectual one, the most eloquent, I should say. He might not be the most eloquent one. You realize when you read the story of Moses said, I'm not eloquent, I can't really speak so good. And so then he was told that your brother Aaron will come and speak for you. Okay, and Aaron was of what? A high priest, right? He was of the order. Well, inside of me is a DNA of a high priest from the order of Melchizedek. Okay, and that's how I get my inspiration. And I'm just sharing my inspiration with you. All you have to do is just be open-minded and try to understand. You see, do not get itching ears listening for one who's eloquent. You know, if I be honest with you, right? If you look at many of the people that were looked upon by melanated people as leaders and so on, many of them, they were very eloquent. Okay, you talk about a Martin Luther King, you know what I mean? Those guys were eloquent, a Malcolm X, all those kind of people. They were very, 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 very eloquent. But what you really need is not just eloquence alone, but you need a true witness. Okay? One who would say to Nicodemus, you must be born again. One who would have had the born again experience. Not one who just gonna give you the history. Yes, many people gonna argue about the Nile Valley and the people of Samaria and so on, and the people of Mesopotamia, and they can go to this history and go to this book and make this quote and so on. But I would say that John Henry Clark and them, they play their part, okay, as, you know, bring us the historian thing and being true historians of, you know, what we should be and so on. And I congratulate all of these people. But there must come a time when one must have a face-to-face encounter, okay, and come to you as a messenger. So my question to you, would you like to be a student of Abdullah? Because Abdullah is a state of mind, is a state of consciousness. You know, it is a black man who's self-aware and self-realized. And I mean, when I speak to you, I'm not speaking to you from ego. If I didn't have that experience of, you know, bossing my crown chakra, if I didn't have also the experience of being given the coat of many colors, if I didn't have the experience of a melanated man walking out of the fire that doesn't consume and speaking to me and giving me my commission, I wouldn't be here doing these videos and speaking to you. So when I do so, I'm doing so as a God called and God sent man. And so don't tell me anything about any white God. I don't believe in any white God. I don't believe in any white Messiah. There's no one who could get me to believe that. You know what I mean? I believe in oneness. I believe in unity. I believe in all of that. I believe in one universal consciousness. I believe in all of those things. But no one could come and push no white idol, no man from Jerusalem, what they call in Jerusalem, right? I believe the true Jerusalem, you know, and so on is actually in Ethiopia. My whole belief, okay, because I remember that man I see, I could tell that man is an Ethiopian man, you know what I mean? And so my brother, my sisters, you know, Doesn't matter what is happening in Ethiopia, there's a reason why Ethiopia is a special place and should always be a special place in the mind of our melanated people, because it's a place that haven't been colonized and been conquered. Okay, people come up and say all different things, but it was never really colonized. And there must be a reason why it was never colonized. Out of all the places on earth where they were plundered, okay, Ethiopia was never trampled by the heathens or by the Gentiles. Let me put it that way. Okay, so it's very important, my brother and my sisters, for you to understand these videos that I'm doing concerning Abdullah the Black Mystic from Ethiopia. And I've already produced a book already, and I'm gonna definitely do another book concerning Abdullah the Black Mystic from Ethiopia. You see, you have to read between the lines, and you have to take what Neville say, and you have to put it two ways. You have to put it as if, yes, he's speaking the truth. There was actually a literal man named Abdullah and so on and all of that, though he didn't give no surname, nothing. Take it that way, and then take it from another angle again and see, well, okay, this man knew everything about Ethiopia. He knew the truth about melanated people and so on, and he had to incorporate a black man, and he incorporated a black. Take it from whatever angle you want to take it from, and you will come up with the same answer. And you come to know definitely who's our rightful rulers, and you will know who is stealing whose identity and so on, and you will figure out why is it that you've been shown your savior to look like your ex-slave master, which is still a slave master if you allow yourself to be trapped in the psychological and in the economical and in the systematic slavery that is still going on. Okay, that's why you have to get rid of your colonial mentality. You have to get rid of all form of mental slavery and stop look outwardly. All look inwardly. Don't believe with anyone who come and telling you about Jesus but not telling you who Jesus they're talking about. Okay? Some saying his name is Yahshua. Some saying Yahuda. They all different kind of name. But all I can tell you that the man I met is a melanated man. Okay? So, have a conversation right and be the student of the right teacher and mentor. Okay? So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, if you like to be a student of mine, you want to be mentored, you want to do one-on-one, you want to reach out to me, you want to get my books, whatsoever is your desire, I know that you're on the right path if you're listening to me. And I know if you take the things that I'm saying and you make them meaningful in your life, you definitely get the results. And that's why I always tell people to ask for a sign. Nothing wrong with that. It's in the Bible where people asking for a sign. Ask for a sign. If this man really had any kind of experience, if this man is a true messenger, if this man really been called and sent, ask for a sign. And you get a sign. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, my last encouragement to you is to make sure that you check out all of the links that are down below and let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. If you haven't subscribed already, I encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.